Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing about the Hindu article that appeared in the news today. So, the topic of the article is Media and Sedition on Supreme Court reliefs to journalists. So, it is on the important topic that is sedition. Sedition, the meaning of sedition is that if anybody acts against the government policies or government establishments, rules and regulations, so that is called sedition. So it is one of the important tools during the British era. So whoever is going against the government at the time of independence, everybody was booked under the Sedition Act. So that is under section 124 of CRPC. So this is very important section. Even today, this is being used against the journalists who are expressing dissatisfaction sometimes or criticizing. That is a positive type of criticism is very important in a democracy. In a democracy, we need to have freedom of expression and also a kind of positive criticism. Then only the government in its policies can correct and efficiently deliver the services to the government. So the Supreme Court here in rulings on cases of sedition gave hope the law will be re-examined. So this is a very good judgment where it gave a hope that this kind of sedition laws which were archaic, which were being framed at the time of the British need to be re-examined at the present context where we have got independence and where the democracy is the pillar of our country, where the freedom of speech and expression which includes the positive criticism must be encouraged. Then only we can make the government policies more effective and deliver to the public. So what this article says about is that it has been long recognized that stringent criticism of government will not amount to an attempt to excite dissatisfaction and disloyalty towards government. So strident means a kind of positive criticism of government has been for so long has been coming up that positive criticism of government will not amount to dissatisfaction or disloyalty towards government. For example, in a family, though we don't have any dissatisfaction or disloyal to our parents, sometimes we, we positively criticize their opinions. So, in the same way, having a positive criticism towards the government will not amount to disloyalty towards the government. So the archaic and the colonial view that an intemperate attack on an incumbent ruler should be met with fierce prosecution for sedition prevails among many in power even today. That is an old, archaic means old, and this colonial view. In colonial period, a fierce prosecution was prevailed, even a small criticism towards government. But today, this cannot work out. We are in an independent country where the democracy with free expression of opinions is very important. So, what the article says about is that the prosecution of sedition prevails among many in power, even today. In a significant judgment, this important judgment, the Supreme Court has quashed a criminal case registered in Himachal Pradesh against journalist Vinod Dubey. Why this article, Dubey? Why this article has appeared? Because recently the Supreme Court has quashed the criminal case which was registered against the journalist Vinod Dua by invoking the narrowed down meaning of what constitutes an offence under 124A of the IPC. Of this IPC section is very important. This is very important where the British has used to suppress the freedom of speech and expression, and many journalists and many politicians were arrested at the time of the independence. Many freedom fighters were arrested, but this we need to examine. So when we go for a criticism, we can say that there are two kinds of criticism, that is positive criticism and negative criticism. So every time the positive criticism leads to the development, leads to the corrections of the policies, and the negative criticism need not to be encouraged, it leads to disloyalty towards the government. So this 124A should be re-examined in the position of the one that this should not be covered for a positive criticism. This should not be a halt for encouraging positive criticism which improves our government policy making, which corrects the loopholes in the government making. So that is what the article is all about. Provision for sedition set out in Kedarinath Singh. Every journalist the court has ruled is entitled to the protection of that judgment, which said comments, however strongly worded, expressing disapprobation of actions of the government without exciting those feelings which generate the inclination to cause public disorder by acts of violence, would not be penal. So, what will not be penal? Which kind of actions will not lead to penal. So if there are any comments which are very good natured, see, that is towards not generating any public disorder or act of violence, that could not be penalized. What is the need to penalize if you can give a positive criticism that leads to the development of the policies and corrections of the policies? So only those criticism which lead to which cause public disorder and act of violence need to be penalized. Otherwise, the other comments need not to be penalized. So this is the ruling of the court. So the law on sedition has come a long way from formulation of British era judges Corner, Petheran and Arthur Strachey that feelings of dissatisfaction towards the government cannot absence of affection, hatred, enmity, dislike, hostility and every form of ill will towards the government. So this sedition was being long way formulated by two important judges of the British, that is Corner and Arthur. They say that the feeling, this kind of comments will lead to feelings of dissatisfaction towards government and also will leads to enmity, dislike, hostility among the public towards the government. So this is not rational in the context of independent India. So we need to go for a more rational reading of this 124A of IPC, that only a pernicious means very hatred creating or violent tendency to create public disorder would be an offense. Only this pernicious, very dangerous tendency to create public disorder. If the comments lead to public disorder, then only it will be considered into an offense. Otherwise, there will not be considered into offense and no penalties will be imposed. So, it appears that every generation needs a judicial iteration of this principle, and that is because of two reasons. That section 124A remains on the statute book, and the powerful political figures and their minions are unable to take criticism in their stride. So this is used by the politicians, that it is in the statute book, and if anybody or any public comments on their working nature, they use this kind of laws to control the public without throwing criticism on their government to use for their own political power. They are being misused. So enacted to put down the journalist criticism of the colonial administration from an increasingly vocal press. Section 124 is essentially a provision which seeks to protect the governmental institutional vanity from disapprobation using the interest of public order and security of the state as a fig leaf. So it is nothing wrong to use the for institutional vanity to preserve the vanity of the institution. So to preserve the respect towards the institution, but it is being used the overly we used to even the small comments are being used as a, by the political parties for their own will, that the person who is throwing a criticism towards the government is being considered as disloyal and creating enmity in the public. So even the police has to help the police continues to help the police to invoke it whenever there is a strong criticism or critical depiction of an unresponsive or insensitive ruler. So if there are a lot of incidents where the rulers are insensitive towards the public problems. So now and then journalists positively criticize to evoke the to evoke or to critically depict the unresponsive and insensitive rulers. So this is nothing wrong in doing this. So this has to be clearly re-examined at this point, at this juncture. The explanation that disapproval of government actions or measures with a view to altering them by lawful means will not amount to an offence is not enough to restrain authorities from prosecution. So the explanation, the disapproval of government. Simply if you disapprove, I don't like this policy or measures that we have altering, so you need to alter this policy. This does not will come to unlawful activities. Does not amount to offense. So these are all positive criticisms. So this government need not to think it as an offense or a disloyal or enmity creating situation, but it has to restrain the authorities from prosecution. So the mischief lies in the latitude given to the police by an insecure political leadership to come down to the government's adversaries. So government political leaders are whoever have adversaries. They are using this section of IPC to suppress those adversaries. So it is being misutilized. Even the police is also being used as a ploy by the government leadership, political leadership, where the government adversaries are being suppressed. It is unfortunate that the bench did not go into the aspect of political motivation behind the police restraining offense. But here, the author says that the bench has to more deeply go into that and check the political motivation by behind the police restraining FIRs without checking it. So it is leading to the halt for the freedom of expression, so which is very important pillar of democracy. The court verdict brightens the hope that the section validity will be re-examined. For now, it is a blow for free speech and media freedom. So, just this is a blow for free speech and media. So, more the court has to take a more deep insight into it and see re-examine it and is to be modified according to the present democratic situation of the country. Thank you.